This is not the Olight Oclip. It might look similar, but it's totally different. It's the NeuroKit clip light, and I'm going to tell you all about it right now. Upon unboxing, you'll find the clip light itself along with the manual and a C-type charging cable. The clip light is made of aluminum alloy, is IPX6 water resistant according to the included manual, but it also says that it's IPX7 on Amazon, so I don't really know. It also has an impact rating of 1.5 meters and weighs just under 80 grams or just under 3 ounces. It's also powered by a built-in 3.7 volt 1200 milliamp rechargeable lithium ion battery. I'll leave the tech specs from the manual on the screen now just in case I leave out any details, so pause the video here to see those details. During my runtime test in both the 400 lumen cob mode and the 1200 lumen forward-facing LED mode, both outputs ran with usable light for about 3 hours. The max thermal output for the cob light was 144 degrees Fahrenheit or 62 degrees Celsius after about 30 minutes of use, and the forward-facing LEDs reached a max thermal output of 109 degrees Fahrenheit or 42 degrees Celsius after about 30 minutes of use as well. Moving along to my recharge time test using my veritable charger, the clip light took 2 hours and 47 minutes to fully recharge from completely depleted. That's 17 minutes longer than what was stated in the manual. Now let's take a brief tour of the modes and general operation of the NeuroKit clip light. Okay, so shout out to Mike Wilson for pointing this out in the Olight Facebook group. Now, this is a pretty cool light, and the reason he pointed it out was because the fact that it is very similar to the Oclip. And this is what the Oclip looks like right here, and this is what the whatever this brand is. And I'm not even going to mention the name of the brand because I don't really care, because the name of this brand does not matter because they do not make anything else except for this one clip light and a shower head on Amazon, which is totally irrelevant to what we're discussing here today. But the overall idea is this is made from a company that's kind of doing knockoffs, or was the original maker of something similar and then Olight perfected it, or vice versa. I don't know how that whole thing came about, but these things are eerily similar to each other here. So let's walk right through here. I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to essentially show you everything that you need to know. So this has a battery indicator here, and in here there's a little LED display that will show you, I don't know if I can actually show it to you because the dum-dums put a friggin' light in your eyeball. So, you know what I mean? Who thought this design up? So I would have put that screen like on the side or at the bottom or at the top or somewhere else other than directly where you're going to be looking, which is kind of dumb. But then you have your battery indicator and the level of brightness or the mode, and you can cycle through. As you can see, that's what it does. Now, this is the Oclip, and that's pretty bright as well. It has basically the same modes for the most part. Better UI. It's less gimpy. This thing is kind of like, all right, well, you know, you're going to cycle through. If you want to go through, you have to hold it down, and it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, like that, and then you double click. It's going to bring you to the red mode. Triple click's going to bring you over to the flashing white mode, and then you can go ahead and cycle through again, which is, you know, it's standard. I mean, it's not rocket science, but I kind of like the UI a little bit better, knowing that this one has a lockout mode, this one does not. So when you hold down the button, it's just going to cycle through all the different modes, as opposed to this, when you hold down the button, it flashes once and then goes into lockout mode, and then you're locked out, so you don't have to worry about turning it on if it's in your backpack or in your pocket or wherever you're going to keep this. And you can hold it and it can cycle through when the light is on, but when the light is off and you hold the button down, you do have a lockout mode. The other thing I don't like about this particular light is that the magnet is shit. I mean, it's like probably the worst magnet I've ever seen on a light. Of course, it's double, if not 1.5 times the weight of the Oclip, but that's okay because it also has double the output, double the power, you know, double the run times in comparison. So you're losing a little bit of the magnet, which isn't not a big deal, you know what I mean? Like, but other than that, it's pretty sweet. I mean, I really like this. You got your C-type charging port here on the side. You got a pocket clip that's sturdy. This is nice, you know what I mean? Like this, it's doing the trick. Like I said, it's heavier than the Oclip. So like when you put the Oclip on, it's like it stays in place, but there's no weight behind it. This thing has a little bit of weight behind it, so it clips, it will stay. Don't get me wrong, it will do what it's supposed to do, but it's just, you know, it's $29 on Amazon. It's on sale right now, I think for $23, and this is usually $29, and sometimes it's on sale, sometimes it's not. They're different lights, but they're the same exact thing. but one's just kind of a knockoff versus the, you know, the name brand of Olight. Olight's been a very popular brand for a while now. So now, as far as the outputs go, you're going to hold the button down. It's going to bring you to level 1, which is the 10 lumen cob mode. You're going to step it up. It's going to bring you over to the level 2, which is the 100 lumen cob mode. Then level 3 is the 400 lumen cob mode. You hold it down again. You got that dual thrower in the front there for those 2 LEDs that aren't the cob mode. They're just regular LEDs. That's 1200 lumens, and that's going to be pretty nice and bright for you as well. And then you hold it down again, and you're going to jump over to the red 10 lumen mode. You hold it down again. It'll cycle back to the regular one, the first one, which is the 10 lumen cob mode. If you double click 1, 2, that's going to bring you over to the strobing red. And if you triple click 1, 2, 3, that's going to bring you over to the strobing white. That's 400 lumens. And then if you double click, that's going to be the 10 lumen red in flashing mode. So that's basically all you get for the outputs on this, which is more than enough. I mean, this is something everybody's going to be able to use. It is an Oclip. It's basically an Oclip, except for the little bit of a difference is there's a button on the top where it's on the side on this one, and then you have your C port in a slightly different place. The clip is basically in the same area where you can do that. Other than that, you know, you got your lanyard hole, you got your buttons difference. It's got everything, guys. I think you guys are going to like this. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys some of the beam shots and give you guys some of the run times and outputs and stuff, and see if you guys think it's going to be worth it for you to have one. The Olight Oclip light has a max beam distance of 160 meters or 520 feet in the 1200 lumen high mode. It also has a max candela of 1300 CD and utilizes a 6500K cool white LED, a cob LED, and a red cob LED. Alright guys, we're in the 10 lumen cob mode. This is what it looks like. Sorry about the blur from the camera, and we're about 15 feet away. Now this is level 2, this is the 100 lumen cob mode, and that has a 6-hour runtime, and it's relatively bright. Now we're stepping it up to level 3, and that is the 400 lumen cob mode. As you can see, this is extremely bright. And now we're looking at level 4, that's the 1200 lumen forward facing LEDs, that's the thrower mode, and that is pretty nice. I like this, this is pretty sweet. Now we're looking at level 5, which is the 10 lumen red mode, which is nice and bright. You can see very well with this red mode. Double clicking is going to bring you over to level 6, which is the red 10 lumen strobe, and that is what it looks like right here. And of course, triple clicking is going to bring you over to level 7, which is the 400 lumen strobe mode, and that utilizes the cob LED in the front. And all you have to do to cycle through is just hold the button down. It's just going to go right through all the different modes, all the way from 1 to 7. On the box it says there's an 8, but I think that's just for show. I did not find an 8th mode. If there is one and you guys find it, let me know down in the comment section below. But this is what it looks like. Now, I want to be clear because camera work can be deceiving. This does not feel to me and look to me any brighter than the 300 lumen Oclip light. Now, you can see right here, guys, they look very similar. I have the ISO turned all the way up on my camera so that you can actually see what these lights are really actually putting out side by side to what the naked eye would technically see, you know, if it was a little bit more sensitive. But I am going to go out on a limb and say that there's no way that this light at any capacity is any more than 300 or 400 lumens on any of the modes on this light. So the fact that it says 1200 lumens is a little bit of a stretch, considering, you know, when I'm standing here in my studio with the Oclip and this other light, I just feel like the Oclip on the maximum output is significantly brighter by about, I'd say, 50 lumens roughly, comparison side by side. Again, keep in mind, it's a Chinese knockoff. They're going to try to sell it to you big game. You know, they'll be like, hey, 1200 lumens when it's actually 200 lumens or 300 lumens. That's what they do. Guys, don't be fooled. It's not a bad light. I'm not saying anything negative. It's just as good for the output, and it has a little bit longer run times than the Oclip, but that's because it's larger. So that's what you got. Guys, this is what it is all about. Now for my pros and cons. First, the pros. The run times and outputs were pretty decent. It was basically just an Olight Oclip, but larger. Now for my cons. The magnet was pretty bad. It barely held on to any of the surfaces without slipping and sliding, but the clip was okay, and I mean just okay. It did its job, but it wasn't very good at it. Now, as far as run times go, they weren't exactly true to the specs in the manual, but they were better than similar lights during my hard tests, and even better than the Olight Oclip. This This factor was only possible due to the much larger size of the clip light and the nearly 1000 milliamps larger battery capacity than the smaller 280 milliamp Oclip battery capacity. With that being said, this thing was well worth the price point, and I found it to be reliable and very useful. The narrow kit clip light retails for just under $30 on Amazon at regular price, but you could pick one up on sale depending on the day of the week because, you know, it's Amazon. I got mine for $23 just a couple weeks ago, and it comes with a 1-year free from defects manufacturer's warranty, but who knows if that's going to be a hassle or not to use if you ever need it. Like I said previously, it's a no-name brand that I'm just kind of telling you about. If I had to choose between this knockoff Oclip style light and the original Olight Oclip, I'd say that they're both equally worth a shot in my professional opinion. I hope this video has been helpful. Don't forget to subscribe and select the notification bell so that you can stay up to date on all of my latest EDC gear videos. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time guys, stay prepared.
Hey there, thank you for watching. You can pat this cat.